Alrighty. Good day to all you glorious Rascallion Resonators, you absolute legends. The name is FOXSOL. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Wuthering Waves. Not really. I got something else I want to showcase, and it's going to be from pre-recorded video footage that I did with some commentary over it. Basically, we're going to be talking about ZZZ. And we're going to talk about the actual difficulty behind ZZZ. Now, this comes in from a couple different reasons, but the main purpose of this is because there has been some people who has commented that the reason why they prefer Wuthering Waves over ZZZ is, in truth, that they find that ZZZ is just a masher's game, that it's way too easy and there's no skill involved. Well, I got to experience it, and let me tell you the story while we play some ZZZ in the background. Grab yourself a drink, get yourself all relaxed. The bar is open, baby, and it's time to get into this conversation. Alrighty, so before we get started, this video, I want to make a disclaimer real quick to all you guys while you're watching the footage in the background. This is not in any which way, shape, form to try to trigger Wuthering Wave players at all. Because look, at the end of the day, it's about preference. Whether you like ZZZ or whether you like Wuthering Waves, whether you like Genshin Impact, whether you like Honkai Star Rail, it's all about preference, okay? At the end of the day, whatever games you like to play, you like to play. So, with that out the way, we're gonna just jump right into this. How did I ended up playing ZZZ on a Wales account? Well, straight up, we had a live stream, and in that live stream, we were talking about ZZZ from how I stated that, you know, cinematically, ZZZ is one of the most beautiful games that I've ever seen. That, in all honesty, I gave ZZZ more respect in terms of animation style and everything, even that over Wuthering Waves. I believe 110% that just for the cinematic value of what, you know, ZZZ brings to the table, it's better than any other gacha game that I have seen, to be completely honest. Because with the exaggerated animations and everything, it's like watching a television series but inside of a game. Now, with that being stated, we had some people that, you know, they agreed with me on it. They agree with my sentiments on that. But what ended up happening was more people were talking about the difficulty of ZZZ and saying that the real reason why they don't play ZZZ is because they can smash right through it. And that it is super damn easy. That the in-game content, everything else, it's a snore fest. That's why they call it like ZZZ when I go to sleep. And this was the commentary that, you know, was coming from the chat on the live stream and such. And, you know, I was even kind of disputing that and said, well, you know, I've watched a couple people play ZZZ and I don't think it's that easy. And they're like, oh no, it's just those people don't know how to play and everything else like that for a lot of purpose. But if you play on a Wales account, you know, I could put my nephew on this account and everything else and they could just blaze through it. I had one guy who says, yeah, I was on my friend's account and he's a whale and I just blazed through all that stuff. I was like hitting one button and I was winning all my matches. So I had a friend. I have a good friend of mine that I've been knowing for a good solid like 13, 14 years, if not longer, that is a ZZZ person. He plays ZZZ over Wuthering Waves and pretty much every other gacha, and he loves it. And he's whaled out in the game. He's got additional dupes to his characters, to his weapons. He's got pretty much really great characters, and he really does support ZZZ. And he says, do you really believe all that bullshit? Well, I don't know. Like I told him, I've only played maybe about like 2 or 3 hours of ZZZ and really just didn't get into it because I didn't like the mechanics. He says, let me get you on my account and I'm going to show you where to go at, and I want you to just do the in-game content, and then I want you to tell me if ZZZ is actually easy or if it's hard. I said, okay. So my friend pretty much goes ahead, takes his fucking beer, puts it on the side, gives me his account, logged in, we're on Discord, we're talking. He's showing me where to click at, where to go at. He starts me off on the first phase and everything else right here. that, you know, this is the stuff that came out when the game first came out. Play this. Okay. And sure enough, I pretty much smashed my way through it. Now, granted, you'll see this pre-recorded footage behind me right now of playing ZZZ, and you'll see this and you'll be like, oh, well, yeah, you know, that's when it came out with release date and everything, you know, and that was easy to go through with his teams. You got whale teams and everything. And I'm probably sorry, I'm going to apologize also real quick to all you ZZ players out there. I know this is probably cringe-worthy you're watching right now because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, dodging, parrying and stuff, but I tried. Okay, this was a social experiment of, can a Wuthering Waves player come into ZZZ with a pretty much a whale account and do all the content without any effort. That was the main principal goal of this entire situation. So we get through this. We get through the standard, you know, banner stuff right here with no issues. And I'll be honest with you, I was like, yeah, this is actually kind of pretty easy. You know, this stable node that I went in through, pretty fucking easy. He's like, all right, let's get into the next node, the dispute node. Getting into the dispute node is where you see the spike of difficulty actually start going. With his whaled out teams and everything else, it was like trying to fight a tactical hologram boss without the ability to heal, and you're not going to mash your way through this. You actually need to dodge. You actually need to parry. This mode actually took me at least 30 times in order to get through the first part to even get to the second part. And I still lost in the second part with his teams that are already, let me put it like this, they're already duped up. They got duped weapons. They got duped character shards or whatever you want to call it. Like, he's got an account. He's been playing ZZ. And he's done all this stuff without dying and getting S ranks. And I don't know how. I don't know how he did it. But it's like legitimately some of the most difficult gameplay that I had experienced. We go through the dispute. I go through the disputed node. He's laughing his ass off. I'm fucking going ahead, bitching up high heaven. I'm like, how the fuck what am I supposed to do? And he's like, remember, you can't mash in this game because if you hit like the fucking buttons to switch out your characters, it will switch. There is no buffer. This is not like, you know, other games where there's a delay and everything. This is, you hit it, it's coming out whether you like it or not. And it's more and more learning. Seeing, like, you know, compared to stable node and going into dispute node, is like originally, man, I feel like I'm doing damage, you know, I feel like I'm hitting things. That life bar, I'm taking chunks out of it. In disputed node, I'm doing tinks, just tinks of health. And then we even get into ambush node, which was even more rougher. This is like fighting two tactical hologram bosses at the same exact fucking time with no jump button, and you got to dodge and parry properly. There is no fucking, you make a mistake, you are fucked. There is no character in here that's going to heal you. Like, you don't have a Baichi, you don't have a support character like the Shorekeeper, Baichi, or Jianchi, or even Varana that's going to jump right on in and be like, you fucked up, DPS, let me heal you, ha, and then go right back into the fight. No. If your character gets hit, your character gets hit, and they're taking chunks off your health while you're just taking their health bar. And overall, the difficulty of this actually was kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie, like the in-game content of this that I was experiencing was rather fucking pretty damn good. We even tested out a different mode after that, which is kind of like the Elusive Death's Realm. I forgot what it was called, but we went through that to where you're able to do a click on everything to where you can change, like, you know, hey, there's no more indicators like red or yellow to tell you whether to parry or to dodge. You gotta guess. You gotta know. You gotta look at animation at that point. There was enemies get a higher attack, you get a lower attack, stuff like this, and I checked everything off and I tried it, and like legitimately it became something of a different game than what I first experienced when the game first came out at launch. Like, I've already was interested in ZZZ because Lighter's coming. And I was saying, well, you know, when Lighter comes, I'll jump into the game when Lighter comes and, you know, start playing it then. Oh boy, I'm actually kind of thinking about starting it now. And, you know, retailing this, I'm going to put it like this. I honestly do think ZZZ is a lot harder in the terms of the in-game content than Wuthering Waves. I think they both, you know, are two games that have a difficulty spike of both of them when it comes to in-game content that is absolutely wonderful. Wuthering Waves and ZZZ, when you think about it, Wuthering Waves is beginning content, its story mode, everything else, the world around you is rather easy to go through, to be completely honest. Even the normal bosses, not the tactical hologram boss, but just the normal bosses you go farm for cores and material. These bosses are rather easy, okay? It's not until you play the tactical hologram bosses in Wuthering Waves to where the difficulty spike goes tremendously up. And I think the same applies for ZZZ. I think that, I will be honest, I think ZZZ is a very skillful game. It is not something like some of my chat was saying that, oh, you could just blaze through this fucking game. It's so easy to smash. The content, the in-game content is not existent. All this other stuff that I've heard multiple times in the course of the last couple of weeks. No, ZZZ is a truly remarkable difficulty when it comes to end game. Like, even my friend was pointing out, he's like, I don't think you'll like the beginning of the game, in a sense. I don't think you'll like, if you're still stuck in the tutorial side of things and the story, you're going to have a snooze fest on it. It's going to be a little bit too easy, and you're ultimately just going to be, like, bored with it. But if you can get past that, and you can get to the actual in-game content, the game, he's telling me 1.2 on this is a much better experience. And I'm going to take him to his truth, and I'm going to agree with him. I think he's right. From what I've experienced on his account already, like, it's given me a whole new respect for ZZZ, and it's actually making it to where, you know what, when Lighter comes, that I might be putting some money in this game and actually trying it out if I don't do this sooner, which is going to lead me to come to you guys in the comment section. Would you like to see you know, ZZZ content on this channel? If you would, I mean, I'll start looking at posting up, you know, live streams of it instead of just doing Wuthering Waves on the channel. Let me know what your thoughts is down below on that. You know, from a Wuthering Waves player going to ZZZ, would you like to see, you know, something to that effect as content on this channel? Tell me what your thoughts is. Like, if you've experienced ZZZ and you experienced Wuthering Waves, what are your thoughts is when it comes to, you know, the difficulty? Do you agree that, like, the in-game content of ZZZ is just as hard, if not harder, than Wuthering Waves? Because I'm leaning to being saying, yeah, ZZZ is much more difficult than Wuthering Waves. Because with his wailed out characters versus my wailed out characters in Wuthering Waves, dude, I'm still able to get through the tactical hologram bosses with pretty much ease. You know, there's some RNG that's more involved in it that gets me killed, but in all honesty, you know, it's not that bad. Whereas in ZZZ, with his souped up characters and their in-game content, it wasn't that easy. And even he admitted, like, it still took him like 10-15 minutes to do half this crap, you know, over and over. Like, it took him days to practice, to memorize, to understand what he was looking at in terms of patterns. And then even when he did get it perfect without dying and getting an S rank, it still took 10-15 minutes to complete this kind of, you know, stuff. So what is your thoughts? Leave that down in the comments section below, because like I said, I'm leaning more and more that ZZZ is a really good game. It might not be my personal preference because of how the mechanics are, but I'm almost considering to try to actually give it a full-blown attention and just see what I can get out of it. And I would like your guys' thoughts as well about this, so just let me know in the comment section. So if you like this video, go ahead and give the video a like if you don't mind. That does truly help out tremendously. Commenting down in the comments section also helps with, with the algorithm and pushing video content up. If you dislike the video, still leave a comment down below with the criticism behind it and explain to me what your thought pattern is, because maybe there's something I completely missed that you can better analyze and show me. Okay? All right. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. It always does help. We always do like new people coming into live streams, coming into the Discord server. That's all great fun and dandy. Above all else, guys, look, whether you like Wuthering Waves, whether you like ZZZ, whether you dislike ZZZ, and whether you dislike Wuthering Waves, let's just be honest. At the end of the day, it's a preference when it comes down to, right? And there should be no hate to Wuthering Wave players, and there should be no hate to ZZ players. There should be no hate to Genshin players as well as Honkai Star Rail players. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we all play the games that we like to play, and that's fine. That's all I'm going to say. All right? So keep it classic, keep it jazzy, keep it real, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.